They returned to the Kratos and were immediately called to the bridge by Toa. Together, they all hurried there to see what exactly she wanted to say. We're here. We're back. Welcome back, guys. Why, hello there. You couldn't have timed that better. What's the screen doing out? Well, we got a call through earlier from a really unexpected source. She said she'd call back around this time, so the screen's all ready. Ah, I see, so this is what you called us back for. Who is it, though? The call's coming through.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Angelica?
You're okay!
Well, hi there, my beloved kitty cats. How are you guys doing? I haven't seen you since the festival.
It really is you! Oh, thank goodness!
Seriously, we've been worried about you.
Yep, as you can see, I'm hanging in there. Sorry for not being able to get in touch sooner. I'm sure you must have been worried, but this was my first chance. It's a pleasure to see you again too, Your Highness. And looking good, Instructor.
I'm delighted to see you're well, Angelica.
Nice to see all this stuff that's been going on hasn't changed you a bit.
You don't know how happy it makes me to see you safe, Angie. We couldn't contact you after you went back to Ruhr, so I was getting worried.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. There were a few little family matters keeping me busy, you see.
I can only imagine.
I'm sure it's real fun being from one of the 4 great houses these days.
Indeed, especially when her father is one of the most important figures in the Alliance, much like my own. How are things in the Ragnar family at the moment, incidentally?
Oh, you know. Speaking of our families, I heard you ran away from home, Eustace. You've got some serious balls. But yeah, things aren't exactly great between me and my old man either. With the way things are going, we're gonna have a real father-daughter squabble in our hands soon.
That doesn't sound good.
Are you going to be all right?
Oh, I'll be fine. I've got my own supporters, I'll have you know. Anyway, part of the reason I called was to pass on a message to Elisa. It's about your mother's whereabouts.
You know where she is?
Please tell me! How is she? Is she all right?
She's fine, but she's been in prison somewhere that's a real pain to get to. I'm still trying to figure out how to get her out of there. You just leave that to me, okay? Everything's gonna be okay, and...
Oh no. Sounds like gunfire.
Damn it. That didn't take Father long. Sounds like he's found me already.
Angelica?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to go. I'll contact you again as soon as I can. I'm happy I could hear your voices again. And don't worry about things here. I'll be fine.
Angie!
Angie, wait! That didn't sound good.
I hope she hasn't gotten herself involved in something dangerous.
She did say she had supporters, but it still sounds like she's in a pretty precarious situation.
I hope she's going to be all right. She said Mother's been in prison somewhere too.
I can't pretend not to be concerned. Yeah, she did say not to worry, but...
Hard to think that way after hearing what we just did.
Are you guys going to help her?
Thanks, guys.
Then that makes our next destination the Nortia province. You guys are sure about this?
Absolutely. She might have been forced to withdraw, but as far as I'm concerned, she'll always be a part of Thor's. Both she and Elisa's mother might need our help. How could we turn a blind eye to that?
Thank you.
I don't know how much we'll be able to do for them. But we're not going to find the answer by standing here. So let's make our way to Ruhr.
They agreed to sneak into Ruhr to try and find out what was happening to Angelica and Chairman Irina. With the city being the stronghold of Marquise Ragnar, however, they were well aware doing so wasn't going to be easy. The one thing they could do for certain was take proper precautions and brace themselves for the dangers ahead. To advance the main story, speak to Toa in the captain's chair and select commence operation. Doing so will cause all unfinished quests to disappear. Roar is the capital of the Nortia Province and one of the Alliance's greatest strongholds. Make absolutely sure you're ready for anything before we go. Choosing to commence the operation will cause the main story to advance, and Elisa will become a mandatory party member. Doing so will cause all unfinished quests to disappear. Don't worry, we're ready. We can begin at any time. Right, we'll gather everyone in the conference room then. I'll explain exactly what we're going to be doing. Once all of Class 7 had gathered together, they were given a briefing on the operation that would take place. However, during their discussion, at one point became abundantly clear. Flying the Courageous close to Roar would be far too dangerous. Unsure as to how to proceed, they opted to consult someone more familiar with the region.
It sounds like you'll have no trouble getting into the Nortia province, at least.
I don't think so. The problem is getting into Ruhr City itself, or even close to it.
We can't exactly just take an airship through the airport like we're on some pleasure cruise.
And approaching the city along any of the highways is a surefire way to get arrested.
Not that there are any good places nearby to land the Courageous in the first place.
And that's why we're calling you, Gwyn. You wouldn't know of any other ways for us to get near, would you?
You came to the right person. I happen to know the perfect way.
You do?
You know that Spina Bay road to the west? There's this little stream that runs along it. I used to fish in it all the time back in my younger days, I'll have you know. As it so happens, you could trace its source all the way back to the mountains of Ymir.
Hold on. So you're saying we should sail down from Ymir to Ruhr?
Exactly. It won't be the smoothest ride you've ever taken, what with the rapids and all, so you'll need to be careful. But I'd still say that taking that is your best bet for sneaking as close to the city as you can.
It sounds promising, at the very least.
I like it! It's just like being in a spy novel!
And you would know a thing or two about spies, wouldn't you?
Should we make our way to Ymir then?
Let's decide who's actually going first. We can only get so many people on a boat.
Thank you so much for your help, Grandfather.
Oh, think nothing of it. What kind of man would I be if I didn't help my adorable granddaughter in her hour of need? And I never want to pass up a chance to put my less than adorable daughter in my debt. Sounds like my #1 protege is in a bind too. I can't very well have anything happen to our wanton womanizer.
We'll help Angelica however we can. Take care, all right?
We'd go with you if we could. Unfortunately, someone's got to stay and look after the Courageous. And then there's the whole boat issue on top of that.
Please, do what you can for Angie, for me, for George, and for Crow.
We will.
The group chosen to infiltrate Ruhr then headed for the mountains of Ymir. There, they boarded a boat and made their way down the stream towards the city. Did that cutscene just imply that we rode that little speedboat down a waterfall and survived and the boat's still intact? I don't think any of that's realistic, but okay, sure. Well, so far so good. We made it this far without being spotted. Looks like the provincial army doesn't have much of a presence on this side of the city. Well, it's not like they really have to worry about an attack from this direction. Now, we need a strategy for infiltrating the city itself. Let's make our way towards Roar for now. We should end up on the highway if we follow this path. Alright. But yeah, that was just unrealistic as it gets. Here are you kids. So our strategy was just to walk right up to the gates? Good strategy. Well, see, we're travelers. We walked here from Ymir to visit. You came that far on foot? You guys do know there's war going on, right? I wouldn't recommend just wandering the highways and byways. Huh, you know, you look kind of familiar. I do? Yeah, feels like I've seen you somewhere before. Can't put my finger on where, though. Actually, now that I get a better look, you're not the only one I feel like I've seen before. Danger, danger, abort, abort! Well, this sucks. What should we do? You sure you're not just imagining things? Kids these days all look the same. You can hardly tell one of them from the next. You're racking your brain over it now, but later you'll realize they just look like some faces you saw in a bar. You think? Besides, we're here on watch for signs of the Imperial Army, not for teen tour groups. How much trouble can they really cause? I doubt most of this lot would even make the cut for the Imperial Army. Yeah, I guess you're right. Alright then, you guys are clear to head on through. You can go about your business, but I'd better not catch wind of you causing any trouble, you hear? Yes, sir. You won't find us causing trouble, sir, if you'll excuse us. Yeah, so that was a terrible plan, and we just got really lucky. Haven't seen this place in a while. But how did we get in so easily? Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. One of them clearly suspected us of something, so it strikes me as fishy that he didn't even check his wanted list. I imagine that other soldier's intervention saved us all. I don't think it was a trap, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's going to bug me, but at least we're in. Time to gather some information. That's right, we need to find out where Mother and Angelica are. One of your friends works here, right, Elisa? Yeah, they must be closed today, though. I was hoping we'd be able to get some information from Yuna and Demont, but I guess we're out of luck. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Figured it was about time for you guys to come sweeping in. Nice work making your way into the city. Good to see you, jackass. I love that that's a guy's name. I'm guessing you've been in contact with my grandfather? Sure have. Don't know how much I can do for you on short notice like this, but I can answer any sorts of questions you got. And that'd be a real help. To start with, has anything major happened in Roar today that we should know about? Let me think. Old Schmidt returning to the Institute probably counts, I guess. Best I can tell, he's helping out the Alliance. Been doing it for a while, too. I hear he worked on developing the Soldats and a whole bunch of other weapons. Really? That's grandfather's impression, too. I don't want to believe it, but it seems more and more like it might be true. Well, he's always been a bit of a pain in the ass. So honestly, I don't have much trouble believing it. Sounds just like him. That's about all I've got on the front, but Gwen asked me to look into it, so I ain't done investigating. You just watch your back and make sure you don't catch the eye of any of those soldiers around here. In case you guys don't remember, there was a quest related to this guy in the last game. I don't remember much detail on it, but think this is the same airliner we boarded back in Bereahard? It might be. It's not like the war put an end to air travel. I don't see the Lusitania around here anywhere though. Not that that comes as a huge surprise. The Lusitania? It's a huge luxury passenger liner built by the Third Factory. It's one of the company's most famous creations, but from what I've heard, it was seized by the Alliance. Worse yet, Duke Cayenne supposedly made it his personal ship too. Looks like the rumors might actually be true. That guy's unbelievable. He probably wouldn't have dared if the chairman was in a rightful position. Putting that aside for now, we should look around. We might be able to find something useful around here.
I'm pleased to hear that everything seems to be going well for you. I believe it was the goddess's guidance that brought you here after all. I may be limited in what I can do to aid you, but know that you have my full support.
Thank you, Father. I will keep striving to do everything I can. Now, if you'll excuse me. Welcome to Ruhr Cathedral. Have you all come to pray for the goddess's guidance?
Strange. I've never seen her around here before.
I guess she must be new. Kind of an odd time to take your vows as a sister, huh?
True. I guess the church may be working on its own independent initiatives to bring the war to an end.
I suppose. The church has its own vast network of connections they can call on.
Well, this building looks the same as it ever did, except for the new guards, of course. Yep, wasn't the provincial army last time. Angelica did say that Mother was locked away somewhere, but it definitely didn't sound like this was the place. I'm sure that things are pretty chaotic inside with her officially missing, though. Good day, Lord Ragnar. Please allow me to take your belongings. Good man. That's... You know that guy? We're not exactly friends, but yeah. He's the director of the first factory, Heidel Ragnar. He's also Angelica's uncle. My, it sometimes feels as though the work will never end. Serving as the group's acting chairman is no easy task. It's no wonder Irina ended up falling ill working like this. I too so hope she'll be fit to return to work before too long. Indeed. Well, if you need me, I'll be unwinding on the 24th floor for the time being. Bring some tea along a little later, would you? Much obliged. I wouldn't have asked the chairman's maid for that, but alas, she is nowhere to be found. But, sir, that floor is... What was that, Dalton? Is there something you want to say to me? No, sir, not at all. Did he say acting chairman? Was that guy standing in for your mother, Elisa? He said she was ill, too. What a load of nonsense. There's no way she's sick. That aside, the 24th floor is my family's home. That's right. That's where we stayed during our field study. He may be part of one of the 4 great houses, but that does not excuse taking advantage of the chairman's absence to do as he pleases. Making yourself comfortable in someone else's home, uninvited, is too damn gross for me to even think about. Ugh. It'd be one thing if he just took over the company, but this feels like he's trampling on our personal lives, too. Still, given the way things are right now, there's no way we can get any closer to the building. Yeah, we're going to have to gather information somewhere else right now.